What's up, everybody? Welcome to San Diego Prep Insider, where we get shows started kind of on the run. It's been weird getting back kind of in the rhythm of things after a pandemic off season. So
you actually said that with like a really cool cadence. Speaking of rhythm, like you were like,
I'm self auditioning to do the new intro to the show. The last music critic we had on the show was Bodie De Silva, judging raps last year. So Bodie, just dusting off your music critic skills, 1 to 10, how does that kind of an attempt go for our show intro?
I thought it was definitely up there, maybe a 7.5.
Oh, wow. Good grief. You have developed very poor taste during this pandemic. Christian Pedersen, Bodie De Silva from Scorebook Live. He's here on behalf of the official content provider of the entire state, but we only care about him because he cares about us here in the San Diego section. Tommy Morris is also in here in studio with us. Tommy, how you doing, man?
I will be very undistracted today because we are using the beautiful studio for Zoom to bring in a guest as opposed to me just playing video games on it. So
yeah, I'm
going to be focused today.
Everything is a step in the right direction. On the other end of this Zoom, allegedly in a minute or two, will be Noah Laxina, as well as a special guest, Daniel Stokes. He is a
fan favorite,
2-time CIF champion, 1-time CIF. I forget how many CIF. I think it was just one football title his 4 years, but it was CIF and state that year. My memory fails me in my older years.
Arguably made one of the best plays in San Diego high school football history. I could argue that.
Yes. Do we put that on the poll? Is the Daniel Stokes catch one of the top 5 plays in San Diego high school sports history?
If we do, we got to find the video. Wait, can you do a poll on a video? You can't, can you?
You can't post any other media.
That's ridiculous.
Did you just burp in the middle of saying the word ridiculous?
No, I had a little bit of phlegm there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sorry. I had a Jamba Juice before this, so I got a little bit came back up there. But no, I think it is. Given the circumstance, the weirdness of the game, speaking of weird times we're living in, it was like a replay or whatever of the rain out game.
Came back Monday?
It was, all of it was odd. Yeah. It was just all the circumstances, it was a crazy game to even like play it, and then it was even crazier that it ended like that. I think it was a Monday game because they can't play on Sundays. Yeah, so they had to play a Monday game. That is just awesome. I don't know.
It was a crazy weekend in general because that was the weekend that
like almost every game got canceled.
With the lightning.
No, it wasn't every game got canceled though, because it was like the South Bay decided to go ahead and play on Saturday morning. Torrey Pines and San Marcos, if I remember correctly, San Marcos was up on Torrey at the half.
Correct. I think 10-0 maybe.
And that's when they decided to cancel the game.
Yeah,
not ended as a Scripps, or I don't know why I keep saying Scripps, as a San Marcos win. They just decided outright.
Was that league wide that they decided? I'm trying to think.
I want to say so. Yes.
I think El Camino and
La Jolla and UC finished their game. It was crazy.
Yeah,
the whole day was crazy.
And some teams were past the half, so they decided to just go ahead and
just count
it. Yeah.
Can you imagine, like back then we thought like that's the craziest thing we'd ever see as part of scheduling, like contingencies.
Yeah, disappointed to just miss maybe 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting thing that you say there as we wait for Noah and Stokes to join us. A lot of people are saying, oh, like sacrifice time, abbreviated schedule, all this is going to be happening this year. But CIF made the moves that they did so that the season wouldn't, like hypothetically, we will get a normal season in January. Are you saying that even if it happens normal time, normal schedule, and no COVID interruptions, that this will still be a weird season, an asterisk season, or whatever?
No, I'm not going to last season. It'll be weird in general because I'm sure there'll be some sort of restrictions as far as fans are concerned, and restrictions as far as practice, like how close you can be with each other. There'll be extra sideline space, I'm assuming. I saw in some states, I think in Colorado, they're going to cap the amount of kids you can have on the team at 50. So in the past, where it was like, they don't, law schools don't want to cut, they'll have extra kids come up and just stand on the sidelines. You're not going to see that anymore. So it is going to be different no matter what.
Yeah. As we get closer, I'll be interested. We've seen CIF put out their plan for a schedule, but will it be statewide, section by section, district by district on what type of regulations are put in? Like you were just talking about, will limits on fans. And I've seen some of the other states that we've been covering at Scorebook Live, which I think is a good idea anyways, is only pre-selling tickets. So you don't need people waiting in line prior to the game. You get it on your phone. maybe if you can put 4 and the family checks in, you just scan a phone. It's just little things like that, I think, are what makes sense, and we'll see as we get closer.
And again, fingers crossed, there have been no outbreaks at football games so far. So that is a great sign. It means that this can be done safely.
I don't necessarily want to get into that kind of stuff, because no matter what, that turns into politics and angles on it. And our angles and our politics here are high school sports matter. We want them to happen because we enjoy it making our job somewhat easier for it to happen. But we are the voice of whatever is going on at that time for the student athlete. So right now we have to talk about other stuff. That's the off season. Then we talk about the on season. Like, I hate getting into the hypotheticals of what could or could not happen in something where we have no precedent. I'll talk hypotheticals of schedule talk. I'll talk hypotheticals of zone defenses versus a 3-point shooter, but hypotheticals of Anthony Laxina joining us in the middle of a show are very high. That's a real thing. Now, Anthony, sorry, I've seen the word. Anthony, can you hear us? He is connecting with audio and cannot hear us yet. So I will put it on the poll at SD Prep Insider as
there he is,
Anthony. Oh, he's got the gamer headset on and everything.
No, you have a gaming chair.
Noah, we cannot hear you yet.
Oh, man. Got a good look going, though. I don't have a gaming chair.
Noah's dropping into the gulag, if I'm using that term correct right there.
It's over my head.
Noah, get your audio fixed out, man.
I mean, he's got to be a Zoom aficionado at this point, right?
I don't know. So we're going to put it on the poll at SD Prep Insider. Is the Mr. Stokes 5 catch one of the top 5, top 10? What are we doing?
We'll do 5. I would say top 3. Let's do top 3. Top 3.
It's definitely one of the most memorable in the years I've been covering.
Noah, this is brutal, man. Get your audio figured out.
Hello.
Hey, do we have?
There shouldn't be one.
It's great radio.
So, last couple of weeks, while we're filibustering and waiting for these guys to talk, we've been talking a lot about commitments happening, but we're going to hopefully get Stokes on to join us about, some advice for the other students, because I think a lot of people the path of going down the junior college route, the JUCO as it is referred to, we see it, somewhat glamorized or fictionalized a little bit on we can't hear you still, Noah. Hey, switched accounts. We see it somewhat fictionalized and glamorized a little bit, I think, on some of those shows. And it isn't always that, but it is potentially something that can be very impactful and help people get to life-changing circumstances. You just got to know some of the truths behind it. So Stokes is going to take a little bit of time out of his day. I'm going to laugh when he gets his audio figured out. Before Stokes, unmute it.
Hey,
Noah,
can y'all hear me?
We can't hear you, Noah.
Really?
Oh, wait, hold on. Pump your brakes, Noah.
Hold on. Is it because you didn't have the volume up?
Now, Noah.
Come on now. Yeah. Talk to me nice.
Tommy, this goes back to the conversation that I was having before the show with you of it would be nice to have a producer that doesn't make these mistakes because they're solely focused on this. Noah,
was thinking, I'm pretty sure that one's supposed to be turned up, but whatever.
Hey, Stokes, is that a Laker jersey you have on over there?
Yes, sir. LeBron James. You know
yes, sir. Let's go. That's why it's game day, baby.
It's game day, bro.
Laker Nation, stand up.
How mad are you guys gonna be when the Heat beat them in the finals?
Yeah, that was.
We're not talking about that. I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, that was.
I can't believe he just said that. He sound like a hater. He sound like a hater to me.
Oh, full on hater.
Okay. So
a big one.
Daniel Stokes, thank you very much for joining us. It is good to see you. Before we go any further, please remind us what year you graduated. You graduated 2018. Is that correct?
2019.
2019. Okay, so you have been 1 year removed. You spent one season at Saddleback College. You would be having your second one right now if life was normal.
Yes,
You
sir.
are a CIF champion and state champion in football. You played basketball and track also, correct?
How'd you guys know I played basketball?
We know everything.
Dude, I
Bro,
skipped
it's the
line with
show.
you.
It's part of
Yeah.
the show, man. We know
A little bit.
everything.
A little bit. I used to get a little jiggy on the court every now and then.
Put that on the
I was a
poll.
little, I
Please
was a
put on
little
the
hooper.
poll. Do you remember when Stokes used to get jiggy on the court? That's a great poll right there.
Well, okay, we've already got one Daniel Stokes poll out
was a-
there, and is his catch, and Noah, you can help us on that. Is his catch against Saints one of the top 5 plays in San Diego high school football history?
Whoa.
I think it might be.
It definitely for the play of our generation of high school football. Yes, for sure.
Stokes, is top 5 too disrespectful? Do we need to go like top 3?
Nah, I'll say top 5 is reasonable. I know like there's probably been like other plays or other catches that have like that's bigger than mine. So I'm just even if it's not like one of considered top 5, it's a honor to even be considered in that.
Ooh,
As a
what a
category.
humble kid. What a humble kid.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Coach Jackson is watching right now going, yeah, I coached him right. So Stokes, you went on, you played football at Saddleback. You had some offers. You had not necessarily what you were looking for, what you wanted, and you decided to go the junior college route. So
Right.
I think what we'd like to have you on to do is just sort of educate people out there who might be kind of in your position, might not have the money to pay for college. They want to go to they want to get a different, whatever it is, type opportunity. Give them some of the realities of what that junior college path is like, what the decision, do you regret it? Do you enjoy it? What should people look out for? Just kind of educate us on what we might need to know or what student athletes should know.
Senior year, like after football season, just like coming into making that decision, I had right after the Grossmont game, I had a huge game and we lost, and that one kind of like took a toll on me because that was the last game that I'd ever play in high school. I had got an Air Force offer the next day, and I had 2 offers prior to that. I had Columbia my junior year, but they bailed on me. I think the receiver coach had got fired, and then I just never heard back from them. I had got a D2 offer in CX Falls from St. Augustine University, and then I don't know what happened with that. Air Force offered me after the first playoff game after we lost, and then after that it was just real silent. Like the recruitment was small, and it would just be days like I would just sit and I'm just like, bro, like when is you feel me? Like when am I going to get that call? Like when is someone going to come and get me? Like I know like I just went crazy, and it took me a lot of time to really have patience and just really sit, and I'm just like, Mom, like am I doing something wrong? And it just wasn't sitting right with me. So like towards the end I'm just like, you know what, I was talking to some older dudes, like guys that I had knew, and they were just like, yeah, man, the junior college route was the best thing for me. And junior college is mainly for people who either like people like myself who didn't have the offers that they wanted in high school and wanted to just go and set themselves up in the future, which is what I took from it. And there's people that either come back, that stop football for a while and walk back into junior college and want to open their life back up. But for me to take that decision, it was really hard because all of my friends are like, all of the people that I played with since youth are all at D1 college, and it just took a toll on me. And I'm just like, now I'm just like the one lost in the shuffle because, I got to go to junior college route and no one really knows anything about that. I didn't really know much about it walking into it myself. And I was just like, you know what, it's a challenge that I'm going to I have to be willing to take. And then as time grew on, I was just like, you know what, like I'm really going to do this. And I think I can, like, I'm going to go in, do what I can and just do what I've been doing my whole life, which is being the football player that I am, and just hopefully just waiting for the next opportunity that I get.
Well, you said that there was some stuff you didn't know about the junior college route until you walked into it. What were some of those things? What were the first things that you noticed that you didn't really expect?
What I didn't really expect about the junior college route was just like the atmosphere, playing in high school and like playing, like even since youth, playing with dudes around your age, like your whole life, like just playing around a bunch of dudes like my age and high school, playing around dudes that are somewhere either a year difference or you feel me, whatever from your age and then going into junior college. I'm walking in, I'm 18. I'm 18, one of the youngest guys on the team. This dude's in their 20s, like damn near 30s, like 26, 28. And I'm just like, bro, you're a whole like decade older than me. Like, and I'm just looking, I'm just like, bro, these dudes are like, I'm like the little dog now. And it just like, it kind of humbles you a little bit, you know, because like in high school, like, I'm not going to lie. Like I knew I was one of those guys in the team. Like people knew, like they knew me from football. Like they knew I was good. A lot of people knew I was good. And then walking into junior college, it's just like, none of that matters anymore. Like these older guys don't care about any of that. None of that matters when you walk into the junior college, because this dude's like, we had dudes coming back from the military and dudes that were just coming back. Like there's dudes with kids like playing football, and I'm just like bro, I've never seen anything like this before. Like it was new to me. I wasn't ready for that.
So then you would to anybody out there that doesn't know somebody that went through it and might say, oh, JUCO just sounds like it's 2 or 3 steps below D1. You still feel like you're a better football player after one season. Like you feel like it was a significant jump in the talent level, right?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like it was a big jump for me, because coming in, like I didn't really know, like, because usually like at Madison, like we had like the little wristband on our wrist, and Coach Jackson will call a color and a number, and then boom, we could call the play, and we already knew what it is. At Saddleback, it's kind of like, it's not the same. Like we got a lot of hand signals, and it was just kind of a lot for me to get used to. So learning that, taking time to really get used to the playbook, and really trying to build a bond with my new teammates after playing with the same guys I've been playing with since middle school. So it was kind of something new to get used to. And from last year to where I am now, I don't think I'm the same player. I think I've gotten a lot quicker. My routes have gotten a lot better. So we'll just see when the
Is some of the change
resumes.
hold on just a second. No, you can jump after this, but is some of the change mental also? Do you feel like your toughness had to grow up a lot quicker than maybe it would have if you were at like a D2 school where they'd baby you a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely do think I've built a lot of mental toughness from high school. In high school, I used to let a lot of things get to me easily that were really like, I wouldn't let it get to affect my game, but it would be to the point where like you could see like something's bothering me. Now, going through my first year of JUCO and the things that I went through, I definitely can say I built a lot of mental toughness, because now if something happens, I could just, you know what, that was supposed to happen for a reason. It's up to me on how I want to react to it and how I bounce back from it, and it's just how I see it and from the situation that I'm in.
Noah, go ahead.
So when you're in high school and you're playing for your high school team, right? Everybody has the same goal. We want to win a championship. And I feel like it's pretty easy to buy in because you're all united over trying to win a CIF championship. When you're in JUCO, I feel like the circumstances may be a little different, because I feel like a lot of people's first priority is, I need to get out, right? How do you guys still have that connectivity as a team in JUCO? Like, was it any different building that bond in JUCO and getting your team to be playing for one another rather than in high school?
I'd say it's kind of the same, because like that was the same mentality I went in, because coming out of high school, I'm an NCAA qualifier. I did not really understanding like the process of JUCO, how it goes and whatever. In high school, like you said, we're all trying to fight a championship. If we win a championship, and then, you feel me, more people, more colleges, more college opportunities are going to open up. Like for us, when we won, when we won state my sophomore year, winning that, a lot of more colleges started popping up and stuff like that. But then going into JUCO, being around the different guys, and I'm walking in like, I don't really know these guys like that. Like these are guys I've never seen before. After playing with dudes I've been playing since middle school, walking in, I'm just like, you know what, I need to do what I need to do individually to be able to get where I want to be. Because none of them on the team can do it for me. But as I started to realize, like at the same time, like football's it's a team sport. But at the same time, everyone has to do their part in order for it to be a team sport. Like if I don't do my part, if I don't make a right block, or if I don't catch the ball, then I'm letting not only myself down, I'm letting the team down, because I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
Well, I got to talk about one of your former teammates. So not to cut you off there, sorry. JUCO got glamorized a lot with Last Chance U. One of your former teammates, Terrell Carter, was in Last Chance U.
Yes,
so how pumped up did you guys get?
No. That's a
Do you count Terrell as having been in Last Chance U?
They said his name.
It's consideration. He was in there. So
All right. Fair enough.
Okay, but
He's on the tape.
Did you get a little fired up watching that?
I really did, because like I seen him posted on his story, like, because they had beat Laney that game.
Right.
Like they had, I don't know what was the score was, but I know he beat him. We always stayed in touch during the season, and I seen it, and I seen him posted, and I was like, bro, you're on Last Chance U, and he was like, yeah, bro. And I waited. I just skipped to like that episode, so I just kept watching it through, and I was like, dang, they really got my boy on here. That's crazy.
Can I just jump in with a side note about Terrell?
Yes.
That man. I mean, first off, Stokes, that whole team that you had with Buck and Terrell and young Keenan and all of you guys, it was unbelievable. Oh, Samson and everybody, like that team was crazy. But of your historic comeback in the CIF championship against Saints, the best of all the post-game sound bites was Terrell hugging Coach Nears, being like, man, I was slacking a little bit. I'll admit I was not trying in the first half. And then when I got yelled at a little bit at halftime, man, I was like, look, we got to win this game. And I'm just like,
got us in the first half. I'm not going to lie.
No, but I have never had a player openly admit, you know what, man, I was just not necessarily trying my hardest. And I was a little bit behind the ball in a preseason game, let alone to admit to that in a championship game. I was like, oh gosh.
That man knows himself.
This is the most insane group of people of all time. Stokes, I really appreciate you coming on with us right now. Are we delaying you from getting your haircut? No, yes, maybe. All right, perfect. Adios, Daniel Stokes.
Is he there still?
Noah, you can still hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right, deal.
Yes, sir.
If Stokes comes back, we will say goodbye to him, which will be that's an awkward return.
Yeah, all you need is a formal goodbye to
That's like when you say goodbye to someone and both walk to
you guys' screen is black right now. I can't see.
Okay, but you can hear us though, Stokes?
Yeah. I can hear you guys for sure.
Look, I want to just say thank you so much for being. Oh, hey, he's back. All right,
He's back.
Dude, thank you so much for being on with us, man. I really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys letting me on.
We want to follow up though with you in the next couple of months as things are going. As of right now, no decision though yet made on college where we'll see you in the long term. All right, deal. When you do make that decision, we want to be like the first people to be repping this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I already told my boy already that I'll definitely keep in touch with you guys, and I look forward to letting you guys know where things go, because you guys have been there for me. You guys have been there with me since high school, so I'll never forget about you guys.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate it. Daniel Stokes, follow him at Mr. Stokes _5, the owner of one of the top 5 plays in San Diego CIF section history, regardless of the sport. Better than anything.
Hey, Noah, you remember when I was trying to get 1,000 followers? Now I got it, bro.
Yeah.
Came a long way.
How do you do the Zoom reaction? You do the. Let me see. How do you do
dude.
that?
No. The new push. This will be our goodbye, Stokes. Is let's get hashtag Stokes 25K or 2,500.
Oh.
25,000.
25K.
Yeah. So if Stokes, we'll get you to 2,500. That'll be our next goal. And then we'll have you back on. Deal?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Yes,
all righty. Later, man.
All right. Later.
Have a good one, man.
All right.
You guys too.
Noah, stick around for a second.
Of course. I'm here.
Okay, so Noah, while we got you here for a few minutes, Bodie, while we got you here, guys, we're still a couple months out, so like there's not necessarily any sports to talk about. There wasn't any major commitments this week.
Blew a 3-1 lead.
Lakers blew a 3-1 lead.
The Clippers blew a 3-1 lead. I'm sorry.
My favorite thing about NBA playoffs is just watching Noah's tweets, because like they don't reference necessarily what he's talking about, but I know exactly what he's talking about. And like it'll be like I've been hearing all this like since the beginning of the year. I know exactly what he's talking about.
So this brought me to something that I would like to discuss, just to be our time filler as we close out the segment, unless you guys have any pressing CIF business that we need to get to. What would you think of certain sports like basketball adopting a best of 3 for a CIF championship?
It takes too long.
It does.
Not the whole playoffs.
I feel like
rest of the playoffs is a bracket, and
especially because. But if you think about it like this, like there's certain seasons where the next season has to start right away. So there's a lot of
basketball
especially
games can happen in 4 days.
You can do okay. I then just go do the baseball route and do double elimination for basketball.
Okay, the basketball I don't think needs it. Baseball is the one where
Baseball
with
would be
them
dope.
being double elimination throughout, I would like to see the championship be a best of 3 because you might have a team that's gone without a loss all the way to the final playing a team that has a loss, and then
Let me throw out
It's one game.
But then you lose. The reason why I don't think you can do this is the finals is always in like a super awesome venue, and you can't do 3 games there.
But let me ask this. Does the premise of home court advantage get interesting in one of those playoffs? If San Ysidro versus Cathedral Catholic or something like that, where it's at opposite ends of the county, happen in a best of 3, you're guaranteed.
And you're playing true home games?
You're playing true home games for these championships.
If your kid, wouldn't you rather play like at
I don't know.
USD?
That's what I'm genuinely asking.
I think for sure that the players would much rather play at the venue. I mean, the job UCSD has done with their new gym is excellent. I think that's a great play. I mean, any of the 3 big basketball gyms are great. UCSD, I hope will be the long-term home, and I think that's a great one. The one I would like to see a home and home is you could move the semis there. Do something like, do a neutral site for the semis. I know the teams would much rather have the money that way, but find one of the bigger gyms in the county and you do a double header for the semis 2-3 nights before the championship. That's one that they used to do. I'd love to see that process.
I like that.
Look, if you have answers or opinions on this, hit us up at SD Prep Insider. We'll post this on a couple of our different social medias. But I'm getting a no around the horn. Is that overall you guys prefer
baseball? Yes, basketball. No.
No to all.
No to all. Noah?
The baseball one is intriguing to me, just because maybe your starting pitcher had to throw out his arm the day before in the semis or whatever, and now he gets an extra day to rest a little bit. You could see him in the final game or the second game. So I like the
I can't
baseball.
believe I was this wrong. I thought this would be something where you guys would genuinely be like, oh, the premise of, whatever it is, winning a title in front of their home crowd.
I'm just myself in like an 18-year-old shoes, and I think the coolest thing that I got to do, this wasn't even in the finals, but there was like a charity thing. Like, they have them at Petco for baseball. They used to have them at Tony Gwynn Stadium. And I didn't even play because I was like a freshman, but I got to like sit on the bench, and that was the coolest thing ever. I didn't even play. So I think earning the right to play at one of those venues is a bigger deal to me than getting to play 3 games. I don't know.
Yeah, to Tommy's point, I'd love to see baseball be best of 3, but are you going to be able to get Fowler Field for 3 days, or are you going to mix in a doubleheader? How are you going to do that? So I think playing at the bigger facility is more important.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was dramatically wrong on that. Maybe I just have bubble game fatigue, and I'm tired of watching these games happening in neutral sites.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot different. Like, for example, when being able to play IF game, our school being able to all transfer to all go to a neutral state and all show out at that neutral state meant much of a deal to them than having a home game, if that makes sense. Like them being able, we're all taking a bus to Southwestern. Like, I don't know, the vibe is just different for kids. That's just how I'm thinking.
Damn, I don't enjoy Noah throwing out the kids aspect of that sentence because that makes me feel like I don't understand our fan base, and I apologize for sounding old then. But hey, that's a perfect note to end on. The usual time when I make a fool out of myself anyways, about when we should call one of these shows. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I'm Christian Pedersen. The one on Zoom in his gamer chair right now is Noah Lax. Noah, thank you so much for being on with us. Tommy Morris is here, sleeveless. Bodie
It's too hot today to wear sleeves.
Bodie De Silva should.
Bro, right? I'm not wearing sleeves either.
See?
It is way too hot.
We'll put it. We're putting sleeves, yes or no, on the Twitter poll.
Not today. It was like 86 when I got here. Anything over 80, you can't wear sleeves.
Fair enough. Bodie De Silva is here on behalf of Scorebook Live. I don't think Bodie owns any sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some jerseys.
But I would assume that you're the kind of guy that wears the jersey over a shirt.
I mean, yeah, unless I'm playing, but those days are long over.
Deal. Fair enough. Hey, I own no qualms to that. I don't have much to show off in terms of the pigment category either. I reflect light more than I absorb it.
Wait, can I do one last question before we sign off? It's to Noah. Nuggets in 6 or 5?
Did you? Is this recorded?
Yes, we're still on.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Wait. Noah. Just count down to your answer, and then I'll stop the recording right as you're going to give your answer, so that you don't have to be on cursing at Tommy.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Later, folks.
Lakers in 6.